what's up guys? Welcome back to Move Plus. As for now, we'll look at that warm-up. So we're gonna start things off with 2 minutes of cardio of your choice. Now, we're actually gonna combine 2 movements with this one. So we're gonna see 20 jumping jacks, just gonna look like that. And then we're gonna move into 10 box jumps. So standing up on top of the box there. So those two things go back and forth for 2 minutes. From there, the next 3 minutes, what we're gonna do is as many rounds as we can of 3 reps on either side of a single dumbbell deadlift. So going 3 on one side, 3 on the other. We then go into the same setup of upright row. So 3 on one side, then 3 on the other. We then go to 3 up downs. So jumping the feet out, jumping in and standing up. And then we go into 3 burpees. So that's all the way down plus the jump at the top. So that'll just be on repeat for those remaining 3 minutes. Good to go? Starting in 10, so 2 minutes of cardio of your choice, guys. You can pick whatever you want to do here as long as it's going to get that heart rate up. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So we're alternating between 20 jumping jacks and 10 box jumps. As I said, you guys can pick whatever you want to do there. You can pick just one movement if you want to and go with that. The key things here are that it's simple movements. You don't have to think about too much. You don't need to do a pre-warm-up before the warm-up. Okay, so you better just roll straight into them. Shouldn't be too heavy, shouldn't be too technical. So we're just looking for stuff that is nice and accessible, nice and straightforward. If you're doing the box jump like we are here, guys, you'll notice we've deliberately gone quite a low box. And that's just so we can get an easy start to this. So that as opposed to jumping straight into a 24 or a 30-inch box or something crazy like that. We just want to ramp the body up in intensity gradually. So with the jumping jacks, guys, we're looking for the feet to close and open each jump. Okay, legs are reasonably straight, but tiny little bit of sort of bend at the knees and hips just to kind of cushion that impact or that rebound. Arms are going to go from thighs up to overhead and trying to make a nice big sweeping arm position. Trying not to shortcut that. We want to get the maximum effect out of it. Now with the jump, it's a 2-footed takeoff to a 2-footed landing and standing tall at the top. So really looking for a good established control position at the top. What we don't want to do is sort of land on the edge and just pop straight back off or fall off the back of it. We want to make sure we are grounded and balanced at the top there. So 30 more seconds. Remember, from here, guys, we move to that 3-minute section where we're going to see the single arm deadlifts, upright rows. Then we move to the up downs and the burpees. So 20 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, and go for it. So 3 deadlifts on one side, 3 deadlifts on the other. So it's from ground to a full stand up on these. You can just point the front end of the dumbbell down. You don't have to have both heads touch. From there, we've got 3 upright rows on one side and then 3 on the other. So that's going to be from about sort of your pocket up to your collarbone. That'll be our 2 markers for that. Now we're moving to the up downs. Now, one thing that Em's demoing here is this is how you can scale the up down, guys. She's elevated that front end. Typically, this would get done on the floor like the burpee would, but if you need to adjust it a little bit, that's totally fine to have a little bit more height on the front end, make it a little bit easier. And now with the burpees, we're going to go right down to full depth. So it's hands on ground, chest to ground, and then we're getting a little bit of a jump and a clap out the top there. And now we'll cycle back around to the top of the list. So most important part here, guys, is keeping the back nice and straight and trying to keep the shoulders and hips nice and squared. Sometimes when we do single-sided movements, the body has a tendency to want to twist and move kind of in the wrong patterns there. So try to keep everything nice and level as if you've got a dumbbell in the other hand. Okay, I'll move to the up downs again. So this is that elevated front end. We want to see a nice, strong, straight push-up position at the bottom and then a full hip extension at the top, so standing tall. And then extending on that into that burpee on the floor. So both of them have the same kind of hand position, guys. It's about shoulder width. So we're kind of stacking under there, keeping it nice and close to that driving force. Now, if you happen to find touching the ground with the dumbbell, guys, kind of pulls you into a bad position. Maybe your body's twisting a lot, maybe you're rounding over. Just bring the height up a little bit, go down just past the knees. See if you can keep yourself nice and squared up. We got 1 more minute on this. So there's those high pulls again. This one's a strict movement, guys, so no sort of hip extending or anything like that. We're just going to keep everything nice and locked in. Now, M does sort of like a rebound back in with this, but if you feel like you're kind of just learning this or getting the hang of it, you can actually pause at the bottom there for a moment. Get a feel for that position. 30 seconds. Good. All right, go to those deadlifts again. So you want to think about hamstrings and glutes on this one, guys, so tense them as you stand up. Good, and we go to the upright row. So this one's going to be more shoulders and traps, and arms. Good, and done. Alrighty, so that is the warm-up done, guys.